Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour. Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miroslav, BESEDA, and upcoming few minutes I will spend talking about why Slovakia is a good idea. The topic for this event is up in the sky and beyond. So I will dedicate these few minutes to talk about the aerospace industry and also about the space industry, which may be a spin-off of this great industry. How do good ideas are created? They are created from courage and also from thinking out of the box. And I'm very proud to say that there are multiple inventors coming up with great ideas. Thanks to these guys on the left, we now could be using our smartphones thanks to advanced optics and creating perfect pictures like today. Or thanks to our other inventors, we are able to fly helicopters or land safely thanks to parachutes. And as I mentioned, these ideas require courage. And that was the courage of Stefan Banic, who invented the parachute. How did he test it? So he jumped off the roof. And luckily, he made it, and he sold the idea on spot. What is even more important, that these good ideas are advancing even further. We have cutting-edge technologies which are being developed in Slovakia. For example, advanced materials like aluminum foam or gyrocopter, or even two flying concepts proven of flying cars. But how did we get there? There must be an environment helping these ideas to blossom. You have to have thriving economy, professional people, well-educated, and also to have competitive market, which creates opportunities. And thanks to that, there is this volcano of innovative ideas. Our government well understands that you have to create area or space where these ideas could start, just to plant the seed and wait for the tree to blossom. There are multiple centers of excellence and also great strategies which prepare our great scientists to develop their ideas and doing the extra mile. However, we are well aware that not only this governmental support is the key element, but private market, private sector must realize that they are safe and they could rely on this environment to climb up the value ladder. I'm very happy that these are just a few examples of companies which realized that they could put trust in Slovak people and Slovak business environment to climb the value ladder. They arrived here with only manufacturing, and later they realized that, okay, we can establish R&D, and we can provide centralized services throughout the whole Europe or even the world. Slovakia is well known for its automotive industry. How did we get here? So we got here thanks to the legacy of heavy machinery. In Slovakia, there used to be tank factories or even artillery factories, but in the 90s they successfully transformed towards the automotive industry, and now we have 4 OEMs producing even more and more electric vehicles and staying on the trend with the timeline. There may be some complaints that Slovakia focuses mainly on the automotive industry. However, as automotive industry is a cross-sector platform, it creates dense supplier network which may be used in favor of other, even more creative and value-added sectors such as aerospace, defense, and others. As I mentioned in the beginning, Slovakia has very good legacy in aviation sector, thanks to inventions such as parachute or helicopter. However, the sector now is also interesting and thriving. Despite the numbers, which may be considered as very compact, what is important is that the value is compacted in final products. It means that there are multiple OEMs producing ultralight aircrafts, also two flying and proven concept of flying cars, and also suppliers for aerospace and space sector. As I mentioned, there are 4 OEMs of ultralight aircrafts, which is great, and recent achievement is that Shark Aero, not only thanks to the fact that it's the fastest ultralight aircraft in the world, they just ventured on a very nice journey with a project called Fly Solo, because recently, it was this year, a 17-year-old girl made it around the world using this Shark, and she made it as the youngest woman in the history of mankind. There are 2 concepts of flying car. First one is Aeromobile, which is a little bit older than the latter, and what is very interesting about this concept is that it's being developed in the timeline, and this is the fourth version, and now it's being marketed, and it is safe, and it could be transformed within minutes from car to the aircraft. And the white concept in the right corner is the newest edition. It is now being developed, and it will be the 4-seater, which shall be also in the future electrically powered. The second one is Klein Vision, which also is actually a spin-off of the first one. The original founder left it for this company and created very similar, but also quite different flying car. And only for the transformation from car to aircraft, and from the aircraft back to car, the creator, Mr. Stefan Klein, has 12 patents. I'm very happy that Slovakia sees the value in a very promising space sector. As I mentioned, thanks to the dense and rich supplier network for automotive, there are multiple bright minds which dedicate their effort and concentration towards space sector. And what is a nice spin-off is that even SARIO, our agency, Slovak Investment and Trade Development Agency, has its own space office, which helps to develop and promote space industry in Slovakia, and has multiple fruitful cooperation with ESA or other international organization operating in space. So let's run it through again. Why is Slovakia a good country for your landing and the landing for the business? It is the solid and relevant key-based sector, strong R&D institutions, stable and safe business, growing public support, high added value growth, and also high productivity and cost effectiveness. And now I will talk no further, because this was just a form, and I will leave floor to Mr. MARHEFKA from RVmagnetics, who will demonstrate how these ideas could be developed and implemented in real life. So thank you very much, and when there is enough time, I believe we can have the round of Q&A. So that is me, and thank you for your attention.
Ďakujem. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for the invitation on behalf of SARIO, and we're very happy to continue presenting our beautiful country today with a story of RVmagnetics and the sensors, the very unique sensors we bring to the aviation and aerospace industries. Who we are as a company, a few words about us. Essentially, we are a sensor production company, or you can also look at us as a company that produces data. Being a sensor company essentially means we're standing at the intersection where both physical and digital worlds are meeting, and we're basically here to help you mine the data to smartify your process, product, part. So we basically are not trying to compete with perfectly working sensors, but open the fairly new possibilities for the sensing. How do we do that? We do that thanks to our scientific team led by our founder, Professor Varga, who started the company 7 years ago, and before that was actually exploring magnetic microwires for 25 years and handpicked the 16-member team that's responsible for customizing the technology for our clients. Was one of the founding members of European Magnetism Association, member of European Physical Society, and still is to this day a very active author of academic papers. Company in a snapshot, to support our story with a little bit of credentials here, is that in composite side of the business that we serve, we have 5 live projects spread between automotive, aerospace, and medical industries. Out of the 8 customization projects we run, we filed earlier this year 3 Horizon 2022 resilience projects and waiting for the outcome later this year. Signed over 100 ADAs and filed patent last year. As towards the participations, company was a finalist of JEC Startup Booster, selected by our government to represent the technology at the Slovak pavilion, and also part of the Sustainable Aero Lab initiative based out of Hamburg, Germany, where Airbus has their own big composite R&D center. Target segments, already mentioned, composite materials, big chunk of our work and dedication, but also electric motors, batteries, assembly industries, and beyond. What's the solution we bring in today? I'm going to play a little video. Before that, we'll repeat a thing I already said, that what we do is essentially we're pushing the borders of mining the physical data and therefore smartify your process, product, material, or part.
Did you think that the limits of mining physical data are met? Does monitoring real-time physical quantities of various materials and structures provide vital data to smarten up whole industry verticals? Well, we think that those boundaries can be pushed even further. RVmagnetics introduces miniaturized, glass-coated smart sensor as the future of wireless measuring. The microwire can directly provide data on temperature, pressure, and magnetic field. It is also able to provide measurements on other physical quantities indirectly. The whole solution consists of 3 main parts. Due to the magnetic nature of the microwire, we collect signals through magnetic induction. Fundamentally, we have the microwire as an unpowered element that has a contactless communication with the sensing device. The sensing device consists of 2 coils. The first, excitation coil, is powered with a few milliamperes to create a magnetic field. There is a responsive microwire that reflects properties of the external environment, like temperature, pressure, magnetic field, or other quantities. That is picked up by the second, sensing coil. These response signals can be obtained from up to 10 centimeters. The output from the sensing coil is essentially electric signals. Hence, they can be digitized in CPU, or as we standardly use, an ARM, which also functions as AD converter. This data is now ready for post-processing in the customer's preferred software. The accuracy of the data is remarkable, as the sensing frequency in this system is up to 10,000 times per second. Neither strong magnetic nor strong electric fields do not influence the signals from the microwire. Our task, whether manufacturing the microwire, customizing the technology, or integrating the final sensing system to your product, is to ensure R&D through material science. We define the most suitable microwire composition, diameter, length, and position. We design the sensing systems and make sure that it correctly communicates with the microwire, its placement, and correct usage to generate accurate data output. The final sensing system can present itself as device attached to product or application while providing continuous real-time monitoring or a handheld device suitable for less frequent or random inspections. We provide consulting on mass manufacturing while integrating the sensing technology into your final product. Eventually, we have the opportunity to mine data of physical quantities from inaccessible spaces that had been impossible for monitoring thus far. RVmagnetics, when size matters.
So moving on, basically what the sensor capabilities are in a nutshell is that we're able to provide with a single unified sensing system the readouts of the pressure, temperature, magnetic field directly, indirectly also cover the position or displacement, if you will, vibration, structural health monitoring, and beyond. So for the use cases, I'll start with a composite material, as this is the key point of the presentation itself, and put emphasis on two main information: that for the induction welded composites, it doesn't harm our microwire sensor, and also that we're able to monitor the structural integrity of a composite so that we make sure it is properly cured and intact, whether during the curing process or throughout the lifetime of a composite. What it essentially enables, process control on one hand, non-destructive testing, and structural health monitoring. If combined with an AI or other prediction softwares, we can also address the predictive maintenance. These are the data published by our scientific team on a smart glass fiber composite, where we can detect sliding between fibers, basically meaning that it was improperly cured, and how the data differs from the properly cured one. Same applies for the smart carbon fiber composite. The curves profile are different, but the message is the same. We're able to detect sliding between fibers, or also when material breaks. Very similar procedures are utilized when we speak about electric motors, batteries, or assembly industries. In electric motor, the great advantage is that sensor is passive, contactless, and can be employed in all sorts of rotary movements, where we do not need to worry about powering the sensor or having a firm contacts, ensuring the data readout. Within the battery, the great advantage is obviously the contribution of the magnetic fields present in this environment, and at the same time we can provide very vital data on temperature, pressure, vibration, basically helping prolong the battery lifetime and also prevent thermal runaway. Assembly industries in our case basically means turning any small element, starting with screws, rivets, bolts, washers, to a sensing element itself. What are we looking for as a company? Why are we at the show such as JEC World? Obviously, we're looking for adopters, clients, integrators who would further introduce and assemble the smartified material to larger structures or products, and would obviously like to talk to these sort of companies for one single reason: to see the smartified product, material, part, or process by RVmagnetics technology, to see the project all the way from its birth all the way to the end, to the commercialization stage. So these are just sample things that went through our lab as some of the ideas, some of them are materializing, some of them not. New ideas are coming, whether it's smartifying composites, pressure vessels, gaskets, fasteners, motors, tires, buckles and beyond. We'll all can address that. We're very happy to discuss that, assess, find the right solution for you, and obviously very happy to discuss the use case of your own. Thank you very much, and should you like to speak more, we're part of the JEC Startup Booster at the Hall 6 stand H4. Thank you very much for your attention. Are there any questions that we could potentially answer? Or if not, there's not so many people out there, we can discuss basically one-on-one if necessary. Good. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And also, there is a national stand of SARIO of Slovak Republic, and if you wish, we are still here tomorrow. So please feel free to visit us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.